now we're at a point where SAF is SAF and Gospel, I guess the Gospel era has officially ended as we load into this match. Now, I I have obviously I had to cast this one. Why? Like this is I've been itching to watch this one. I really have. The issue is I just want to sit here and watch it and just not say anything. Now, one thing I did forget, Royce, who is on the team. Now, that might be a little bit of chase relief. We do see no Enlightened on the roster tonight for Bleedout. That might cause some issues for Bleedout. We do see Lemonetic jumping in there. I do believe that who's on the Yui. Lemonetic formerly playing on Scarlet. Moving up to Bleedout. Very interesting decision from him. I may say enough on that. Going to be looking down here, Captain Spacey. Come on, partner. We do find, I believe this is 6 hearts. Yeah, this is 6 hearts on the Dwight. On the very, what's the word? Don fit, you know, the one that I don't think I've ever seen him play a different character other than him. Oh my god, that's going to be 2-tap onto 6 hearts to start the game. Bang!
Yeah, that's a 2-tap onto hearts. Unfortunate that it's also in quite a bad spot. We've just died at 9. We're right in our 4-gen. Actually, sorry, let me rewind that. It's not even a 4-gen chance. Look at that gen full mid. It's a 5-gen. That hook mid, not pain res used yet. We've not even needed to. That chase was so quickly. Problematic already. Problematic start. We also do immediately see JD having to leave his gen at 3, rotating all the way down to the bottom side of the map now. Will the decision be to let him sit? I'm not too sure. That would be interesting to see. I really do believe we're going to need to get hearts off that hook quickly, and we have done that exactly. Lemon rotating for that pole nice and quick. We're letting hearts play towards main, giving him the strongest resource on the map to work around. I think Lemon is also here just to play protect the president for a bit, because if hearts was not able to last in this chase, we obviously know that it's still pain res in hand for Spacey, and on top of that, it would still be inside of all of our gens top. It could be very, very problematic from the get-go if this chase does not end in an ideal spot. And Lemon getting, oh my god, that is a robbery.
Yeah, we are going to be seeing the pull onto 6 hearts there. This is just going to be death again. No?
It should be. Oh my god, the 12 MS. Hearts has escaped with his balls because of that. That is very unfortunate for Spacey, but I mean, Hearts is now playing a nice little chase around this tile. JD is here to take the hit, ensuring that Hearts will not be dying on this tile. Without that, he would not have been able to make that pallet, so lovely stuff indeed. But situation is now you have that free injure on the board. 2 generators have popped. That was that bottom mid-gen and 3 as well, so you do still have a nice little 3-gen around main, and the chase is still here. We won't be lasting with those beautiful bounce from Spacey. This is the pain res that we wanted to see. Actually, it's not even going to be a pain res jump. We're saving the pain res on Hearts yet again, having the hook right here. We're choosing back main instead. We know that these gens top haven't been worked. We couldn't have rotated that quickly for them. Now, we're on a bit of patrol jumps. We have 2 gens bottom, 3 gens top. We know that our survivors are most likely on the bottom side. Royce is all the way over at 11. JD is spraying at 8. We also have Lemon towards 5. So I guess now the game plan is a bit of a stalemate from either side. We need to play slow, we need to reset our position, have someone close for the save, get our gens bottom whirring so we can worry about this 3-gen once Hearts is out of it.
If he gets out of it, that is the big thing. Now, honestly, this has been such an interesting first start to this match. We have seen Royce this here, who is not obviously his English has gotten really good. Obviously his ethnicity is Chinese, right? He's from China, but he's playing in a squad full of actually not full of Australians, but full of Aussies and primarily English-speaking people. You know, got a Moldy in there as well. But yeah, no, I think we do see. I mean, that was a bit unlucky. We do slap the bloke on hook. JD is going to be there. I'm not sure. 6 Hearts needs to get bottom here. The good thing is Roy can play with JD. Sorry, I apologize, with 6 Hearts. We do have a jungle gym here. Now, Roy, that actually probably... Oh, no. 6 Hearts are... Look at this RNG! Oh my god!
Oh my god! He's here for the save. He's here for the save. He can get the pallet save. He doesn't get it because of the ping, and this is finally coming in on the 6 Hearts. Dead at 3. We know Royce is close, injured. JD is also injured on the board. Lemon is sitting at gen. It would probably be something top. I wouldn't be too surprised if it is 11. We're gonna go check it right now, Johns, and if we do find Lemon and get the down, it's not. This is JD here. This is even more problematic. A quick down here could be so detrimental. We have his pain res in hand. It would hit Lemon's gen if the down comes in before it pops. We don't have a lot to work with. All the main pallets have been dropped, except for the one that we've actually just run past. Never mind, there's not a pallet here. I'm chopped. There is. No, there's this pallet here. I am full baked. I'm not aware of the game, apparently. But, oh, jumps! Spacey's kind of nice with it.
I mean, you've got 3 of the most, like I said, high-level players. Addicts in the VC as well. I didn't even eat that. So you've got, scratch that, 4 of the highest level players this scene has to offer. Has to offer. That will remain to be seen. Again, I'm not going to assume that they're back. I'm not going to assume that they're washed. I'm not going to assume anything until they show me what is actually happening here. But from what I can see, they are, they are showing the promise here. He is showing the promise. Spacey, Captain Spacey. I wonder how much of initiative he's using of his own here, because I could imagine there is a bit of chit chat in the VC. Do this, do that, son. Chase this, chase that, kick that. As every good team does. If you're not doing that for your killer player, truth, I'm going to tell you now, I'll break it to you, you're not a good team. Unless your killer player just deafens up and he's so confident and doesn't need your help. If you're a young team in the scene, which I wouldn't call these guys a young team, but we already talked about what they're doing, right, Chief? They're giving Spacey everything, pretty much. They want him to be the star guy. They want him to be the guy that can do things for them and be basically, I don't want to say what Gibbsy was for them, but basically try and replicate, I guess, something of that nature. And we do see, was that JD going seconds, Bula?
It was. He went second just before Lemon was able to get the unhook, and he was forced to trade as well. So JD is now second and injured. Pain res use on Lemon, hitting Royce's gen all the way at 7. We have eyes on JD already. I mean, look, if there's one man you kind of want and chase in a life or death moment for your game, it is JD. He does have the potential to just pull something off, but...
Wait, where's Jazz? Sorry, where's Jazz?
Jazz is just also away this week. Jazz and Enlighten were unable to make it, scheduling issues for them, which is why you do see Royce and Hearts playing. I don't think it was in the plan for either of them to be playing this week. I know the roster was looking to be Enlighten, JD, Lemon, and Jazz for the most part, with Royce playing when available and the ping allowed it to be the case. But we will be seeing Royce rotating for the pull onto... JD rotating for the pull onto Lemon. Now, problems, right? We have a very weak tile to work around. We don't even need to tunnel Lemon. We see JD. We know he's here. We can zone him all the way to 11. But Lemon is lurking. He might be looking to take that BT hit, but it doesn't even matter. We have this edge map pallet. JD's going to be greeting it for his life. Needs to win it a few times. The gen won't even pop for this. They need to play slow, get the reset. The ping is involved. He's hit over the pallet. We're doubling 7. We're accepting that this game is a foregone conclusion. Jump Spacey on his killer debut. Captain Spacey. We need to give him his roses. He has just 4K 1'd Bleedout.
Hold the books. It's not a 4. I mean, it is. It is going to be a 4K one. It would be diabolical. Yeah, it would be diabolical if they let it. I mean, he has to check it here, just in case. Just in case. You never know. That could have honestly been a single. He's just gonna erupt it anyway. But yeah, I mean, I think one thing we should mention, or maybe we've already mentioned it, and if you cannot already, put the pieces together. This is not anywhere near close to the strongest lineup that we've seen. Like, for Bleedout.
Definitely not. For recent history, this is potentially one of the weaker lineups they've been able to field on Survivor, losing a historic member, basically their co-IGL and captain in Duck, and now having not a newer face. Lemon obviously was there in Season 4 and has been a part of Bleedout since about September of last year, alongside joining the team alongside me, and now in a 2v1. So, having Royce as well, a player who, although is newer to the roster, is of a pedigree second to none, really, on the Survivor. He was not our MVP last season, but very easily could have been. I believe he placed second. He has so much to offer. But you are right, John. This is a newer lineup for Bleedout, and it is showing, right? It looks like the synergy isn't there. The chases weren't long enough. The communication sometimes let them down. The stealthing, especially for Lemon on that Rock 8, was game-changing. Being found there was game-changing.
I mean, game-changing, game-ending. however you want to say it, I would say the game ended right in that spot because I mean, let's be honest with you. Let's be honest with let's say it how it is, right? He came out, he found who he wanted to chase, he chased, he tunneled, he was confident in his tunnel. Wesker's not a 4K1 killer. It's not. It's really not. I mean, Brutal. What do you have to say about Brutal? Brutal Chief in like sorry, my mind's gone blank. Brutal in a situation like this.
I get what you're trying to say, Jumps. I think the point you're trying to get at is that Brutal is giving you that extra chase potential, which you probably need on CT1 for Wesker, but it is sacrificing a perk like Pop or another slowdown, which can help you get those 4Ks. Bringing a perk like Brutal most generally, I think is what you're getting at, is that it is conceding regression, which means you're more likely to get those outs on the sides of the survivor. But in a set like this where I feel like the outs are pretty expected, bringing Brutal doesn't lose you too much ground. What I think is more interesting on the build is we see Gloves over Egg, which is a preference pick, but we see Eruption over Pop. Now, that did come in handy in this game at times. It delayed gens from popping just by a smidge, right? But Pop is the far more popular pick for Wesker on CT1. Seeing Pop, Brutal, Pain Res, and Corruption is the standard build. It's exactly what you expect to see. And now, obviously, with this 3-gen, Eruption applied to it, all we've got to do is wait for our survivors to cross. We don't even need to move from the spot. We can see all the gens. We can see but all of the survivors if they do choose to get on them, right? We can just stand still, and Spacey is choosing to do exactly that. Actually, he's not. He might have just been AFK unironically. That's a funny point from me that's been proven void entirely, so... Or maybe he's aware that somebody is here. Maybe he's just spotted someone out, and he has indeed. We swung through the pallet. We've hit Lemon. That is not a fantastic tag, but we do have this pallet gem too. We weren't able to use it for any of our previous chases, so Lemon will be able to drop it now, and we're going to play around it nicely using those check spots with the low ping to be able to not get hit there. Lemon, unfortunately, being forced to play back up to 1 for a second, but opting to play down to 3. We know we have this pallet here. Actually, we don't. I'm mistaken. That is the down onto Lemon. Roy's missing the com to get off the gen, has been procced by Eruption, is now sighted. We know that gen is not even close to popping, and this will be the final chase on the game. Unless Royce is able to do something magnificent, potentially pick up Lemon mid-chase, prevent him from going down, and not get tagged all at the same time. There is something to be gained from this position, but that is too much from too little, in my opinion, Jumps. I think this is the game over right here, and this will be a tag to Royce because of the ping involved.
I mean, I could imagine he was probably very, very anxious. It's not like Bleedout's a bad team either. They're a great team. Obviously, this is nowhere near the strongest lineup. Now, obviously, I was getting sidetracked before, so my mind went blank. What I wanted to say is, I think Brutal does give that extra potential. Sorry, like I said, we do get the down onto the rising star there from last season. It does bring that extra potential. You're dropping regression, like you said, but the chase potential being short, basically cut in half, I think, essentially, on Cold Tower as well, is essential to... Maybe this getting in this 4K one here. Obviously, Eruption beautiful, Pain Res beautiful, Corrupt beautiful, all beautiful perks on the Wesker. Funnily enough, Brutal does combo with Eruption very, very nicely as well. So you don't hate that. I think it's genuinely just regarded as the best Wesker build. You said bringing Pop definitely. Yeah, bringing Pop maybe if this is like cross ping maybe could be definitely an option. I don't hate Brutal. I think Brutal's good. Brutal's definitely a good option here. I think that just stems back to the bloke that used to run the Brutal Middle back in DBO, I believe, who is unironically on the SAF team, who genuinely I think would be giving some good macro right now. I know he's nervous. I know Spacey would be nervous, but you've done well, boy. You've done well. You've done very, very well. Round of applause, big space.
Yeah, 100. I mean, this is his first killer showing ever, not just in OSL, but I think in all tournaments. And I mean, I want to highlight just the player Spacey is. Spacey has under 2,000 hours. He started competitive Dead by Daylight in 2025. He started Dead by Daylight in, I believe, also in 2025, right? He is new to the game and new to comp. He is a newer face all around. Similar story to me. I want to point that out, which is why I love Spacey so much, because he is what I want to be as a player. He is this young player playing with a bunch of really good friends who have all the potential to make him into something incredible. And I mean, look at what he's done. He's just 4K1 Bleedout. And yeah, we've pointed out a few times that this isn't the Bleedout we were expecting to see. It's not their strongest lineup, but it's still Bleedout. It's your third place team in OSL. And he's just 4K1 them on Wesker in his first killer showing ever across competitive Dead by Daylight in general, not just in OSL. I mean, you cannot be prouder of this man. This is the story of a generational talent. We are seeing the very beginning of what could be something incredible for years to come.
Big props from Big Chief. Unironically, we do get 3 stages out the door. Was that a fresh little Chief?
It was not a fresh. He was hooked one.
Would you agree it's probably the most comp-friendly map out of all of them? Maybe other than
100%.
I think it's maybe even less than less. What's the word I'm looking for? Less diabolical than Suffolk. Because Suffolk can get a bit tricky, you know, with the choke aspect. I think Wreckers or Cole is genuinely the two. I think Wreckers. A lot of people like Wreckers. Or old Wreckers. Old Wreckers was pretty good. Even new Wreckers is kind of like chopped for killer. But we are seeing JD load in. Got the little bleed out like little tag there. Do love that. Yeah, I guess we're just gonna have to see how it goes, brother. Like honestly, yeah. I'm excited. I'm sorry that my casting has been lackluster for this first set. I'm really wanting to. I
think we both are, Jams, honestly.
Like, oh, you're always on point, mate.
Oh, thank you, mate. But this is a set that, like we said at the start of the game, we both kind of just wanted to sit here and watch and not be casting. We have a fair bit of emotional investment in either of these teams, right? We want the results to go certain ways because of how involved we are personally in the storylines of both of these teams. Down the line, and JD, the 16, biting him, unable to get the power hit through the window. Now getting a bit cheeky around Shaq, seeing if he can catch Sizz out, but Sizz has too much experience. He won't be falling for that, taking all the distance he needs to towards main. This chase couldn't be the start JD wanted, but as a consolidation, he gets to get Eruption on this gen at 4. And we do see some pretty nice gens all in all. We have another similar 4 gen. Oh! It's more on the 4 gen bottom. We have 8 and 4. Oh my word, Spacey has been caught out there just a little bit. Mighty unlucky. He will not be vaulting into the killer at least, but we do have the Wesker power in hand. JD pulls up a bit too late, trying to catch Spacey out yet again, but he's holding these check spots beautifully. But if he's able to dodge this bound, and he is, because of JD just unable to convert that, we will be seeing him able to make all the way to 10, but we have another LTs to work with. Might I say, this RNG is not what you want to see, but quick and quiet on that vault into the life, making another go around this T-wall here. Able to make main if he takes a good tag, but he's zoned himself all the way to 11. I mean, this is exactly what you needed to see for a first chase, Johns. We see a generator popping, and we know Andrew has about 50% on another. JD getting a bit antsy, allowing Spacey to drop this pallet. Good side for him. He will pull up the dashes. Spacey will be able to dodge this again, making all the way to main. A wonderful start. Take the tag through the window, son. You have all that distance to work with main building for this. Does JD leave is the question, Johns, because this chase could be going on for far too long. And yet again, he gets robbed.
Yeah, I mean, excuse me, this first chase here, sorry, has been lasting for so long. And he's going to make this filler as well. JD, you might have to drop this, young man. We don't. Oh, that's actually quite an advantageous fault. We do have the short side 4 lane. Spacey's RNG is beautiful, and he's holding away as well. This is such a great chase. JD is not happy right now. On the fake of the vault space.
Oh my god.
No, what did I tell you? I said you don't want to chase Spacey. You need to find one of the other 3 because Spacey has been so locked in for the past 2 months. This guy has been scrimming egregiously. And truth be told, he's found one of the 2 that should be in chase. Well, actually, no, Andrew's in this game. Get on Andrew. Find Andrew right now, bro. Truth be told.
Yeah, and Andrew is doing his best. He's popped a gen, is already crossed to another gen on the top side of the map, getting that progress. And look at Sizz's gen at 1. It's gonna pop. We're not going to it, Jams. We're recognizing that we had someone on 9. We're choosing to break a domain. That gen's gonna put. No, Sizz has just left it so early. Yeah, he could have popped that gen. He's not even gonna. He is checking it now. JD is gonna recognize that this gen is being worked, and he will potentially find Sizz. He does to getting the stun. Sizz taking his distance back to main, breaking the pallet, has to kick the gen as well because look at that progress. My word. Now Spacey reset, still no down in the game. 2 gens already being popped. Look at Andrew and Spacey doubling in the background. That gen is going to start flying. We need to commit Sizz because if we leave him, he will surely be back on that generator in no time, and it will be popped. This is our 3 gen now, Jums. 11, 12, and 1. Not even 11, it's 10 in the tile. This is so much worse than the gen Spacey had. Spacey had a lovely little 4 gen to hold, and even though he wasn't able to, it ended as a lovely 3 gen. Jums, JD doesn't have that luxury.
No. And the thing is, he can't really chase anyone. You're chasing 4 class survivors, right? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I joke. I say, you know, chase Andrew. But the truth is, if you chase Andrew, you're going to get looped as well. We do find Sizz here, who has going to have his time to have a chase here. Now, we do take quite a decent tag, because we are going to make quite a good interloop of fillers here. We have a what's happened there, son? What the... I'm speechless.
He has kind of been clipped by the hitbox, I can't lie. He has dodged out of the way, but it was not enough. JD has gotten the down, but Jums! 4 generators gone, 1 at 75%. The pain res will be hitting it, his first pain res of the game. Eruption has got nothing. We know, oh my word, Jums, the gen that was 75% wasn't even 1. 1 still has a fair bit of progress. It was hit by Eruption, but it probably is still around that 50% mark. We have 2 generators at high progress. Andrew unable to win that 3rd Vault 50 in a row. He will be taking a bad tag across to 1. This is not where you need the survivor to be dying, but in the background, we did see Sizz get unhooked. He is already being reset by Spacey. That will come through just in a second. Andrew will need to make his way towards the bottom side of the map. If he gets tapped here, it could be problematic, but it does just enough to avoid the bounce, and JD will have to leave it. He knows that this gen at 10 has so much progress, and I would assume it is Addict around. He will not be able to find him. He has to go and find somebody really out of position, get them hooked top, get that pain res on these gens, because if he doesn't get A down quickly, they will be popping, and it will just be the game over.
I think it's the game over anyway. We took too long to make the decision to leave Spacey. You can't commit Spacey for that long. It wasn't right. It didn't feel right. Even when he overcommitted all the way down. We do see someone rotating up from 3 here. I do think JD's been caught in a bit of an ego war with Spacey there, and Spacey's come out victorious for the moment being, at least on the Wesker. Now that would make sense because this is his killer, true? If there is one killer that Spacey does excel at, it would be the Wesker killer as survivor. I saw him in the lab with the big scenery yesterday. So, I mean, if you're in the lab with Sen's Wesker, you have to be prepared. And he's showing he's prepared. Look at him go! Oh, we almost make the window. Big Spacey, the gem pops anyway. Big adrenaline on Spacey as well. Oh my god. No, Spacey. Look at them. They're all coming.
We want to get the captain out. It's his story, Jums. They are protecting the president. It's all about Spacey today. And my word, should it be, he's collected a 4K1. He's won the ego battle against JD. Ran in for 2 gens and can't even get the down to end the game. The adrenaline popping. Sizz will get, not Sizz, Addict will get pressured off the gen. Thrown edge map, so that will be a 2-tap if he's unable to make the window, but he does anyways. JD has hesitated. The gate has opened right next to him. All they need to do is have Spacey come take this hit for Addict if he is to be able to get out of the trial. It would only be 1 stage, but I mean, Sizz is kind of just out in the open. Spacey is here to take the protection hit, but I mean, in the best case scenario now, we've not been able to protect him. Spacey has just dodged out of the way, thinking JD would cancel, not realizing he does have egg in hand. So we are playing a bit sloppy in the end game, but I know they want Spacey out this door, and he's out already. They have conceded that Addict may be dying on this hook, and Sizz is on the ground. That may just end as a 6-stage 2 fresh result, and honestly, from a game that could have been even less Jums, there was 1 stage on the board heading into the end game. Andrew is just Andrew is taunting JD, and you know what? After a performance like that, I think he deserves to be able to let them have their fun in the endgame. A pseudo 1v1 to cap it off. This will mean, unless Sizz crawls out the door, it will be 9 stage 3 fresh, but I mean, hey, it's all up to what they want to do now. Andrew will be getting tapped on main. JD finally able to connect on the bounce. Only his second bound tag of the game, might I add, only collecting one onto Sizz and then Andrew there. Actually, no, sorry, third, because he did get the slap on to Spacey, but the Adren came in shortly after. So, a tag for the sake of giving the tag, and JD's being a nice guy. Look at that. Sizz will leave the trial. Or maybe he won't. Maybe we'll see JD be a bit cheeky and not let him out in the final moments. No, he will get out. That will be 7 stages and 3 fresh. In a funny enough way, it ended at the average result jumps.
I mean, yeah.
First Screamer chase, and it is being shown right now on stream. Obviously, we are 10 minutes in the future. There's a little bit of a delay, so you cannot screen cheat on the side of our teams. But I mean, Spacey has just, like I said, absolutely impressed so much. But I do want to talk about this set very quickly as we are loading into, well, not loading into it, having loaded into it. JD has spawned one, getting his camera set up. These gens are brutal. Firstly, we have 2 gens 9. That is what happens on Groaning 2. There is 9 and Deep 9, and you can have gens spawn both places right next to each other. And I want to point out something that probably isn't well known. JD is potentially the best Singularity currently active in the scene. We don't have Paradox, the Singularity man himself, so it is probably between JD and Baki. And I think JD might just edge it. He has a fair bit more experience on this killer in general in comparison to Baki. Famously, we actually saw JD play this set 6 times in a row in a 4K2 slugfest, back and forth, could not get a win. Set replayed 6 times in a row in EU, but he will be taking his first chase on to the man himself, Spacey. He will not be making the shack window, and he's gonna go all the way with that tag to 9. Now, this could be problematic, not right now as these gens are corrupt, but in the future. You obviously do have 2 strong tiles to work with here. You have this RNL tile, and I believe, unfortunately, only LT's shallow 9, but 2 tiles nonetheless, 3 windows, and a pallet to work around. Spacey will just be jigging all the way to edge map. Now, I'm not too sure if I agree with this play because you have been found out and you will be downed. I think we've gotten a bit antsy there on the side of Spacey. We wanted to play for the death spot over having a long chase, which, to be fair, could be a good call overall, but I feel like he could have played around those tiles for a bit longer and then opted to die here in another couple of seconds because there is a pain risk here. We're not going to see a gen pop. This is not the start we had previously. We do already have a single hook before a generator is popped. Definitely what you're expecting to see for JD. But Jums, another thing I very want to quickly point out before I pass it over to you and let you do the play-by-play for this match is that this map is so strong for the survivors. The setups, you can get 9, having shack, having main, all the tiles with 11 and 1 as well. You have so many strong fillers, you get so many fillers in general. The average for this map will not be what you've seen from Singularity previously. This killer was a 4K1 machine on previous balancing in OSL, but we have seen 0 stages, and I mean not just one, a fair few on this map. Sure, that may speak more about the killer than the map itself, but you have seen, oh my god, the blind as well. Spacey has just done something beautiful there to be able to make his way back into the map. I just need to highlight that very quickly as I continue to explain this. We are taking chase onto Spacey yet again. We have to play deep 9 once more. We have nobody here to protect us. JD does get the TP, but Spacey is able to make the vault. He will be able to play towards shallow 9 or back to the pallet. He chooses the pallet in favor. He will swing through it on the side of JD, not able to connect. Spacey just being greedy, making it all the way back to the window. JD faking the TP, trying to catch Spacey out. The TP will come through. He will be able to make it back to the window if he sends the vault and the pallet as well. He will have to drop it on this case. Doesn't greed it this time. JD does swing. He loses his enraged mode, meaning he gets a slow pallet break, and Spacey it's still lasting on this tile 9. Might I add, working around just a window and a pallet, he has done all he's needed to. He will now be able to make it towards the TNL shallow 9 off of that TP. He will greed the swing, but he has dead hard. Oh my word, now that is a statement and a half. And look at this, right? This chase has lasted so long, we make yet another strong filler. We do get the quick break, and now we can play towards main. We have somebody here for a hit. I'm not too sure who that was. I think it might have been Andrew. Yeah, he is here. No, it is Addict. He will take the hit. JD tries to swing around, getting a bit greedy, not able to get the down. But following this chase as well, on pallet as well, but following this chase, now obviously you see Addict, but Johnny was there for a long time with the flashlight. What Addict will do now is be able to buy some time. Obviously, applied the infection, not able to get the save, but that is a-okay. This chase lasted so long, it made it cross-map away from those troublesome gens. This isn't a pain res, it's already been used. And what do we see? A gen already popped. We know that main is high progress. We see another gen over on 5 popping jumps. Like I was saying, this map is really strong. It is one of the strongest maps for survivors in the game overall. Groaning 2 has so much for you to work with, and Spacey has just demonstrated that. He's used everything on the map beautifully. He's just made it from 9, holding his chase there for like a minute, all the way to 1.
Yeah, and I mean, it's a bit of a bizarre one because, like you said, there's, I mean, I don't know. Is Chasey? Space is Chasey. Yeah, definitely looking like Chasey today. He should change his name to Chasey. Definitely needs. I feel like the progress is a bit lackluster. Is that a fair comment to make, Blue Chief? I feel like
a little bit, but I do want to point out, right, that Spacey, obviously when he took his distance to main, the gens being worked were main and 11, so they are very high progress right now, and obviously there's not a lot you can do about that when you are dead very close to them. Addict will be taking the trade onto Spacey. It's up to Spacey now again to last. It would be an interesting decision. Yeah, he's going to take the pain risk, and I think this is the right play, but the beamer! The beamer! Oh my word. Johnny is always there with that flashlight. It is such typical play. We get the reblind as well, chaining into the blind. We're going to have to commit onto Addict. Spacey has made it away. We are losing our tunnel out for this. We've opted to choose Spacey. Look, he's all the way at 5 now. Actually, he's more bot mid. Yeah, he's bot mid. And we have Andrew here to take the hit, but he gets to skirt around him. Andrew will take that hit, which means... Oh, this is Spacey. Sorry, I don't know why I thought this is Addict, but he makes it all the way to Shaq. We can just sit here until the pallet is broken. We fake. We TP onto Spacey. He's not going to be able to make anything, so this most likely will just be the death onto Spacey. But he has the dead hard. Oh, and he just baits it out and is unable to do anything with it. That is so unfortunate. I did forget about the dead hard. But, I mean...
What do gens, Chief?
It is. The gens are really high progress. This gen over at 11 is so close to popping, but Cash does get the infection on him. He is able, though, to immediately grab one of those EMPs because he has one at his tile. He will cleanse himself very, very shortly, and that camera will be down, meaning that gen will most definitely be popping very shortly. We know that this gen at 5 is very high progress, and once those two pop, the gens, honestly, are a little ugly, Joms. I don't know if you've noticed. I think we still have Deep 9, we have that Shallow 9 gen, and we have Main. Although it's not your typical 3 gen, they are in a very straight line, and this is the Singularity, the 3 gen holder himself. It is problematic when you get to a 3v1 on this killer, right? The 4k1 is a good result on this map. I need it to be known. But there is still the potential for outs from this position. 5 will be popping very, very shortly. JD's doing his best with his cameras to try and deny it, but he cannot give too much ground away. He needs to be protecting the gens here because this gen will be going eventually, and you do see Addict is on. He will get infected and TP'd on. This should just be a tag. We won't be able to make either of our resources at Shack before JD is able to get the hit. Never mind, I forgot that he has net, like he's on the server itself. So Addict is able to get away from that scot-free, but he is still at Shack, just caught out. And, I mean, this feels like a bit of a misplay from Addict. You know, we're giving away a tag that we just prevented, but we will be able to make it all the way to 4 away from our gen at 5, taking a tag towards 1, most likely. Yes, indeed, Addict will be hauling us up the map. We're looking on our cams. We know that Andrew is on main. We need to find Johnny as well. We don't know what gen he is on. Actually, we do now. We've just seen him wrap that gen at 5. Unfortunate to be caught out there. Just a split-second moment changing that hat from popping. But, I mean, at this point, Jums, Addict is going to be able to rotate to main. We know that Johnny is here. He will be taking chasing around Shaq without a pallet, so he's got to do his best to last, but he does have that EMP to prevent the teleports from here on out. He misses the fast vault. Now that is unfortunate. That guarantees the tag for JD. He is now stuck on the backside of Shaq. He will be able to get the infection up shortly, but Johnny does just enough to avoid it. JD will vault into Shaq, zoning him away from this window, and he will have all the distance to 9, but he's holding the TP. Wonderful stuff there, being able to make it that way, but is that a 99 SB? Oh my word, that is absolutely beautiful, and because of that, JD knows he's gonna have to leave this. He's really worried about these gens. He's looking for Andrew on that main gen. He's just gotten the infection. He knows that Addict is all the way at 5 again, although that gen has regressed so much. He's gotten the infection as well. Cash is still stuck here. He fakes the vault. Beautiful stuff, but he has to make it back to this window again. He doesn't have any other resource. He makes the vault. Sorry,
I was just enjoying the
No, it's okay. I am too. I'm Oh, he gets body blocked and Addict is here. Wait, this is problematic. He was here for the EMP, potentially for the body as well to prevent Johnny from going down there, but it did not come in quick enough. And problematic here is that the gens that I thought were really high progress look to not be. We've just decided to protect Johnny and give up a fair bit of gen progress, and that is really problematic because now, Jumps, the gens that needed to pop for this chase are just not going to. Look at that gen at 5. We know that gens at 9 are really low progress, if they've even been touched at all. Main still has a chance of being pretty high progress, but it's not even. Where is our progress, Jams? We don't have any.
That's what I was saying before. I mean, I don't know. It's a bit lackluster. I don't know. It's definitely not on the, you know, the more. Yeah, I don't know. Like we have Ruin in our disposal. Yeah. Ruin is progressing.
I've not even noticed that.
I mean, yeah, he hasn't had to kick anything. He's just literally let the gens regress, and he's playing like a somewhat of a 4 gen here. You saw when he was at 11, you know, Cash popped the gen in his face, well, basically in his face, right after he killed Spacey. Disabled the camera, put it back, and he took the bipod down, turned straight back around, and just eyed off that 4 gen bottom, or that 3 gen bottom with the 1 main. Eyed it off and started playing it from the rip. Just didn't even care about anything else. Didn't get lost in a chase on Cash, nothing like that. And now I guess he's getting rewarded for it. He's got a hook in the gens. No matter what really happens here, it doesn't. I think he's kind of anticipating Addict to just eventually end up popping that Gen 5. He knows Andy's somewhere. I mean, I think Andy might even be on main.
He's not on main.
Yeah, one of them must. I mean, they're just letting Johnny down hook and just conceding gens. But this could be bad because now if Addict's running towards Shaq as well. Now if Addict gets tapped at any point, if JD, okay, so if JD overextends onto Addict at the perfect time, this could be a 4K2. Genuinely, it could be a 4K2. We do see Addict advantageously, I'd actually say, rotating in. This is a great pull. Without this pull, I think you would have never have gotten it past this point. F2, boom.
Yeah, the FTP's really bold jumps because this realistically could just reset the position of the game. We're still going to be chasing Johnny. I don't think this is actually the play, right? We're going to get our infection onto Johnny. We're getting our infection onto Andrew. We're now going to go over to main, force this gen to regress with Ruin, which is exactly why he's brought this perk, right? It is so strong because of the amount of map-wide pressure you have with your cameras, right? You can force people to leave the gens at literally any time, no matter where you are on the map, just by faking your power, not even using it, right? Andrew wins that 50 on the 4 lane. Mighty fine stuff there. We are so conscious of main checking if someone has wrapped it, but there again, look at the power we have with our power itself, right? We didn't even need to go and look at the gen. We just checked the camera, knew that our progress was being regressed because of Ruin, didn't need to do anything else, and could leave. But now it's all up to Addict to have this chase on these 9 windows and the pallet we have here shallow. But JD yet again is getting a bit antsy, has to go check his gens. He's getting worried, applying the infection onto Cash, maybe looking to do the same onto Andrew. His gen is only 50%, and the cameras have been EMP'd, so we will have to face check it. We're going to reset our cameras. We're not even worried about Andrew. We know that this down onto Addict will be game changing. This Jams will reset the position we were just in. We're going to have someone hooked on a pain res, deep 9. There's not a lot of pressure, so committing this is a fine play. But he does win this 50. Addict is able to unzone himself away from the 9 tiles back into the map, and we have opted to leave. We will be seeing Johnny at Shack now with no pallet. Yet again, has to play to the window. We'll get the vault, but JD can fake it. He can then TP as well. And it really does come down to what JD does in this chase. Trying to get the TP to the window, but instead of that, we've left this chase again. We're going to chase Addict, and he will most definitely be going down here. That is the down, and yeah, problematic now. Obviously, we do see Andrew on that gen at main, but look at all the progress it lost because he had to go grab an EMP. We've lost about 20% on that gen, and now, once again, JD is in the exact same position. He's just hooked someone on a pain res towards that 9 side of the map, right in the middle of his gens. He's able to pressure the gens and the hook by literally standing on top of the hook and doing nothing else but checking his cameras and forcing them to go and grab EMPs. This situation is a bit of a stalemate, but what a decision to break it. Johnny literally pulls in the face of JD, right? And he now has his tunnel out in sight. The tag onto Johnny, he had to go. Actually, no, he didn't run to main. Sorry, I lost the scratch box, but we do catch out Andrew. We're trying to get that infection there, but we just don't get it in time. He's able to get away. This gen at main is still worrying, but it's a majority of our progress. Actually, it's all of our progress, as we do see Johnny getting caught out yet again. EMP in hand at least, but infected nonetheless. So that EMP will be used right now and not in a more more advantageous spot. Andrew still here at main, pressuring this gen. We need to play this slowly now. It is so difficult. We need to get this reset onto Johnny. Him being dead with these gens remaining would guarantee the 4K2, but we also can't afford for Andrew to give any position away. We see Addict on this gen at 5. The slow game will be so difficult with Ruin in play. We need to find this Ruin, actually. I'm surprised that the survivors haven't made the call to go and slow the game, play really stealthy, get Johnny reset at this point, and find Ruin. But instead, we're chasing Andrew. We get that tag through the window. We don't even need to commit this, right? We can go all the way back to main. Look at that progress. It is about to pop, but we're committing Addict. We went to the wrong gen. 5. Addict has life in hand. He makes that vault. That gen has the EMP effect around it, so it will be popping. Johnny has done just enough. That is the 4K1, but with 2 survivors injured, Johnny death hook. If we go and commit Johnny now, we know that all of their progress was that main gen. If we can get the death, force the 2v1 with these gens remaining, we're being caught out in the reset as well. This is so problematic, but still some resources to play around on this free side of the map. I need to pass this over to you, Johns, because I'm losing my breath at this point. I need a sip of water, but do you think this is going to be a 4K1 because of how little progress they have and the Ruin still up?
I mean, they've done well. They've done well to get to this point. Andrew is dying on pallet. This is the last pain raise. This gen's about 40. Cash is just stealth for pull from 1. They're honestly playing very well. It looks like if they haven't scrimmed it at all, they're honestly freeballing it really nicely. This 3v1 is coming through very nicely. This is the experience, right? This is the experience coming through. Now, this is, you can tell SAF really want to win this one. Now, this game has been going on for quite a long time. I think we're at the 20-minute mark, Blue Chief. I think we just hit the 20-minute mark. So we're going to need to start to wind down a little bit. The kicks are going to go. They're going to start to be not there anymore. The 3-gen is, you know, we're onto Addict, one top of his head. This could be the turning point in the game now because Cash is out of position. But little old Addict has just faked a beautiful winner. That's twice JD has fallen for those. Now, we cannot be letting that happen. That could have been the 2-tap we needed potentially. It was at a 4-lane, but Andy does get up. Andy's going to make it all the way out of the 3-gen even more with the vault now. Just something as simple as that makes him not be able to actually pick. If he couldn't pick before, he definitely can't pick now. Now, the problem is he knows the gens aren't high. I don't know why he's not picking. Unless he knows he doesn't have a pain res nearby. What's going on here, lad?
In the ground, but Addict has been tagged in the meantime, and this chase could end rather quickly. We've run out of resources. We just have LTs to work with. We have JD enraged on the Singularity, right? We get another TP, refresh that enrage, and continue this chase. We only have the window here. Addict is going to take the medium, and we are just hit through the window. If we had gotten the fast, we could have lasted, but Addict on the ground, Andrew just being picked up again by Johnny. We know where the survivors are. Now we think we can take the hook. We've looked at our gens once again being so just nuked by Ruin. There's not a lot we can do with that still in the trial. I find it so bizarre that it wasn't cleansed a long time ago. If we are aware of the strength of this killer holding gens in a 3v1, we should have got rid of Ruin immediately. I think this was the biggest misplay the survivors have made in what has honestly been a pretty flawless game. It is just so difficult with what JD has to work with to be able to break this deadlock, and that is where we have been. You pointed it out. We've been in this trial for over 20 minutes. We have been at a stalemate for so long. That 4K2 was the situation since Spacey died, and I think Spacey died about 15 minutes ago, right? We only popped a gen after 15 minutes, and honestly, if we keep playing as slow as we just have now, although Addict is on death hook as well as Johnny, if either are killed, it will force a 2v1 and effectively end the game. So we need this chase for Cash to last, and we need Addict to get unhooked in the background. Andrew is going to be preventing the TP for as long as possible, but we cannot do that forever, because the longer we prevent that TP, the closer Addict gets to being dead on hook. But we get there just in time. Addict is off that hook, and if we are able to get him out of this trial, it will be the 2v1. There is not a lot of gen pressure. Once again, Ruin has just been eating us. By the way, it's right there, all the way at 9. We could have been finding that way earlier. I'm pretty sure someone knew about that. The fact it wasn't cleansed, once again, still so bizarre to me. But his chase onto Addict will be so important. We do get the the infection off, and because of that TP, it will just be the death. That is the 2v1 forced. We have Johnny on this gen at 5. It's only 50%. He's taken the infection. We know that we have enough time to be able to get Addict out of that trial. We can take a close hook and TP right to Johnny, but He did just EMP himself, meaning we are not going to be able to TP right away. We need to check our other gens in the meantime. JD is opting to do that. We see them doubling, and there's... Hold on now. Hold on now. Is this enough? I don't know how much gen progress we have. Is this enough? Are they going to pop? Jumps, they're going to pop. Johnny gets grabbed. Will Andrew pop? He pops. Oh my goodness, what an upset. I cannot believe they popped all 5 gens. What do you mean? They have popped 2 gen from this position. This? Well fucking played. What more is there to be said? Jumps. What? Help me. How did this happen?
Andrew Loops is the GOAT. The prophecy. I mean, look, I don't want to be that guy, but I have predicted this matchup pretty well, right? Although, to be considered, all things considered, I don't know if I believe in Bleedout's lineup to get out on Singularity. I mean, no, actually, I do believe in them to get out on Singularity. Scratch that, I do. They should be more than capable to still beat this result. This is a good result for SAF, no matter how you look at it. I mean, 4K0, when really, I mean,
This is such a 4K too.
I know they didn't. I know they didn't scream either. They 100% they did not scream this once. So good on.
The last time that JD did play this set, and this team played this set, this roster was the roster playing. And like I said, it went on for 5 hours. They replayed this set 6 times. They 4K2'd 5 times and then were unable to, only 4K1ing, having been 4K2'd 6 times overall. Now, is that an omen that they may get 4K2'd again? I doubt it. But, I mean, hey, man, I want to believe. I want to believe that they can do it. The scenes, right? Like, just... Oh, it's gonna be so good. Like, if Sizz just is really good at this killer out of nowhere, it's gonna be so funny. Like, it's just like I want to break the veil. It's gonna be hilarious because like it's just so unexpected. Like, I want to see it just out of the comedy alone. Also, build change. I'm not too sure about the add-ons because I didn't look at JD's, and I honestly can't tell you what Sizz's do. But he has Sloppy Butcher instead of Ruin. Now, I don't think that is gonna be anywhere near as effective as Ruin was for JD. But to be seen.
I mean, it has the same sense to it when you load into the trial, that's the main thing. I will say this, right? I know he has played Singularity, like, he's got a very small killer pool, right? And I know Singularity has been in and out of that pool, you know. And you can tell, like, he's going around, he's setting up good cameras. These aren't bad cameras by any means. These are pretty good cameras. And he's kind of just waiting for something advantageous here. I don't... Look, obviously, I don't think it'll be as fluent in the end as, like, a JD or a Paradox or... I don't know any other Singularity mains. Yeah, no idea. This kind of stops there, doesn't it?
Yeah,
yeah.
That's really it.
Yeah,
Becky, he plays it.
Oh yeah, I think that's. I mean, yeah, fair enough. We do have a quite prepared start from the Bleedout Survivors, Lil Chief. That's 4 EMPs on 4 different geezers, and truth be told, that's probably the most advantageous start. We are going to be seeing the JD now giving Sizz a taste of the medicine that he received last set from Addict. Take that, son. We are choosing to zone this. I'm not sure why we haven't used the ability to TP there, unless JD had the infection come off from mid, which I think he did actually, because I don't have my audio on. We do infect him again. With that, that is a nice little quick shot. We are choosing to just leave. You just chose the TP and then just instantly just turn around. He's like, yeah, nah, I'm alright. I don't think I'll be chasing that. Bleedout are playing very slow, conceding a lot of early pressure just to make sure that they can get themselves equipped, I guess you could say. The meta would, like, I guess, from my personal experience, I guess, this is just me. I'm not saying this is the right way, but As we do locate the survivor on 130 ping, actually, this is probably the best chance this could get. Royces with the rare fumble on checkies. That's very ordinary. And we're only going to be able to make this really, really shitty tile, but we are going to change back in. I do forget what I was going to say. My mind has gone. Well, from my personal experiences, you know, like setting yourselves up with 4 EMPs at all times, leaving the gen is a good decision. Now, I think JD metagames that and tries to bring Ruin. Whoa, how have we gotten so much distance? We've gone back for Death Spot. I think JD metagames that play solo Brit, and that's why he brings Ruin and tries to hold as long as he can. Because if you play like that, you can't really, you know, you're not going to get anywhere in the game. With that being said, Little Chief,
Look at the progress.
Yeah, rather see 3 gens or 2 gens pop with the 3rd very, very high. Lemon insta-wrapped something. We already see them on boxes again. I mean, yeah, you were right, Little Chief. They are very well equipped for this, and I think, you know, even I said we were, you know, we talked about it, and I think, you know, I don't know. Andrew's actually good at Singularity. I'm not saying it's over yet. It's definitely not over. Scissor's definitely got a good shot still to do this. I would have definitely liked to see Andrew put his hand up there. He's actually, I feel like he's not even bad at Singularity. I feel like he should have just sent this in here and just actually gave it a red hot crack because it was so achievable. Like, all you have to do is 4K1. Or like, even if you 4K0, that's still a good result because that means you're still like, it's still like what, 1-0 to them because they won Wesker? Yeah. So I feel like, I don't know. Oh, I'm not doubting Sis. Sis like, I'm happy, like, well, fair play to Sis. He's having a red hot crack at it, but no, I definitely feel like Andrew definitely should be in where Sis is right now, because this was achievable, like when we loaded in, and I feel like it's slowly just getting out of the bro's hands. The bro being Sis, of course. Yeah, too much gem progress, unfortunately, at this point. The start was just really good from Bleedout.
Yeah, they've played this completely textbook jumps. You know, Bleedout, like I said, this is one of their most picked sets of all time. Like, they know how to play around this set, but Lemon has been caught out here on the check. He's been anyways. There's absolutely low ping in between these serves, and we're dead on pallet here. We see that, well, Hearts is just, oh no, it's actually Royce.
Yeah.
Sorry, Royce is just here for the pallet save, but he will get caught out and he will get infected in the meantime, just opting to abandon Lemon, letting the hook come through, but never mind, Hearts is here too! And we get the blind and the save. I mean, look, this is the teamwork that you do see from Bleedout most generally. Hearts is going to play Protect the President with Lemon now, making sure he can get away from this filler, cleansing him. Actually, Hearts has just cleansed him and left him here. I think Lemon is confident in the chase. He does have an eye loop here, which will inevitably be broken. We could take the opportunity to break it now that we are in rage. We do get a very quick pallet break, but instead we're going to try to move it around it. I feel like this is a little bit greedy. It is an eye loop. He does not make it, but he can play to the window, and he is dead on the ground yet again. It would be curious to see. Roy's not on a gen. He could be here yet again playing for the Beamer save, but he is not. We get the pick, and this will be a pain res. Second hook of the game, but look at that gen progress jumps. We've had 3 pop. That gen at 5 ended up popping in the background, and 2 gens are such high progress. This gen at 1 being one of them. And now we can get Eruption on it. We actually are opting not to kick it. I'm not too sure why. I think we're recognizing that the gen will pop regardless. So playing 4 stages is the best case scenario now. And we do find 6 Hearts. He is infected and is in the chase as Sis.
Oh.
Well, we've unfortunately been unable to get that tag. We do have this pallet at the 4 lane still available to play. 6 Hearts winning that 50. They're lovely with the double vault. Apparently the gen was regressing at 1. My mistake. I did not notice that. It probably was pain resed. That is why the kick did not come through. But now it will be down to 6 Hearts to last as he makes Shaq pallet. Oh my word, that was a bit cheeky there. Shaq does pop. We're going to play back to the pallet. We do need to break this now. We will get the quick break because we are in rage. Hearts will be running all the way down to 9 side. Once again, has these 2 really strong tiles to work with. We have 2 very nice windows here, and I believe still a pallet in this 4 lane here as the final gen of the trial does pop. I mean, this has just been beautifully played by Bleedout. Their start was impeccable. It is exactly how you need to play it. 6 Hearts is just sending for a pallet that is not there. That is unfortunate. Walking into the loving embrace of Sis. Getting some nice little humps in there. You know what? With all the rivalry, I'm surprised that's the first bit of BM we have seen. But that will most likely just be the game. I don't think they'll play for it, you know. That will be a 5-stage refresh if they are able to get out the gates. Now, ooh, we're getting spicy. But yes, that should just be 5 stages refresh. We get the infect onto JD, but he has an EMP in hand, so it will mean nothing much. But another one, because of the cameras protecting that gate, oh so lovely. But I'm sure the other gate is being worked by Lemon and Roy's. JD will just be able to abandon this gate and make it to the next one. Surely we do not play for the save. No, he's still
They're
at
gonna
this gate.
slap this.
They're gonna try and snipe it, surely. There's no way. Like, that's why they care about 12 so much as the gate. Wait, no, it's 11. The gate's 11 and 12. Yeah, and Lemon is also here, as we see in the title. The gates are 11 and 12, no? Or is that just the, like, am I seeing a pod? Oh my god, Royce has sniped the hook.
I told you, yeah. I mean, he wasn't playing protective enough. He was just playing so carelessly. Someone was going to rotate in there. I'm surprised it wasn't.
Past him.
Yeah, I mean, it just came down the 9 side. Yeah, you sort of saw that play coming from afar. Oh my
He still
god!
had the haste.
He's tried to pinpoint time that as well, and it just hasn't worked.
I mean, no gates are open.
Is it not open?
No, it's not open. The gate's not open, so they've not opened the gate. They've just pulled him and left him like to have a chase with all of them following. Like, they haven't opened the gate yet. Lemon will be giving a tag as well. They need to get this gate 12 open somehow, but look at the progress on it. It's not a lot. Royce will get an infect, but does have an EMP in hand. That camera and the infect on his back will be going away, but there's still another camera watching the gate. Hearts is on the ground. Lemon is injured. There's not a lot they can do from this position. He's taking the pick. He will be hooking on the gate. Oh my god, everything and its mother is here to get that blind, but it is not enough. Sizz will get the pick. He will be able to hook here. I don't know what we're going to do at this point. Surely we're going to continue to play for the stages. I mean, we have to. Look, Royce is here already to get the pull. JD as well, and Lemon, all of them, every single survivor is here. They want to get 6 shots out this trial no matter what. I honestly am so confused what's going on. They're sending another gate all the way over here at 2, but it is, actually it's 99. Okay, at least this gate is 99, but Hearts will be probably on the ground again, but he gets the 2 BT and the bags come through. I mean, fair enough. The no from Lemon as well. That will be for stages 3 fresh. Pretty right side.
Yeah, I'm trying to assume what he's gonna play for. I'm trying to think. I'm trying to put myself in Andy's shoes. I think he's gonna play straight 4 gen top. I don't think he cares about these bottom. I don't think he cares about 5, but I don't think he cares about 1. I think he just cares about 9, 9-6 main. And we do catch JD actually. Very, very nice crow. Yeah, I don't think he cares about sorry, I don't think he cares about sorry, there's 2 gen here. The one that's corrupt. And I don't think he cares about the 3 gen. I apologize, I believe. So we're gonna be holding the main and the 11 and the mid 6. I believe it was like a gen like a mid 9s. Very, very centralized gen. These are the gens he will be holding, I believe. And this is what he's gonna go play for. He's gonna play for a 4K2 now. If we can find out where basement is, it should be. It's always at Shack. It's always at Shack.
It's always at Shack.
Yeah, it's always at Shack. So maybe, you know, that's not really good for him. The one thing that makes this killer very, very strong on Wreckers is the fact that you actually have to die on the corner. On this, it's not as punished as much. But if you still die mid in this, he's not on the pallet. Yeah, I don't even think he was on the pallet. That might have been a misplay from JD to waste that resource so early. We do get the basement hook now. I don't want to give myself so much pleasure. It seems like every time I make a prediction, we just pay out right then and there. Because it seems to be right, mate. I should go get a lottery ticket. Not Diego, not to glaze myself. That was going to be sad. I didn't need to give myself that love. But Lemonadic, you can't be giving up that tag. This is okay. So now we do actually pull quickly. Oh no, we don't pull quickly. Sorry, Rose is in basement. So this is where it gets into the 4K3 territory. Now, one thing I want to mention. Now, I reason I said 4K3 territory. I know it's very early, but this is how it starts. This is how it starts. Genuinely, Lucy.
Yeah, I mean,
sorry, I was going to say, rapid brutality is so interesting, by the way.
It definitely is. I'm surprised you didn't bring Rowan. I think Andrew might, with this pick, be expecting it to not be a 4K with the experience of Bleedout. Although, I mean, that start did not show the experience they have. That was a really rocky start. Roy's getting tapped at Shack, then missing a pallet save on Shack pallet, no less. Lemon getting slingshot. JD now having to sit a gen injured. Could be caught out here in a really bad spot. Royce has already gone second. They've conceded that hook stage for the gen pressure. JD is having to play to this pallet at 12. It's not even a pallet here. We've held up the birds for nothing. He's been faked out himself. We have to play a Z-wall now. We can take this down even if we choose to slug it. Go back for Royce. We are in such a dominant position. We see Hearts is about to pop the first gen of the trials. That is 9, but he does not care at all. Andrew does not care about 9. I don't know if you noticed, Chance, because you were talking about protecting the gens on the 4 gen top. He has a 5 gen right side. He doesn't even need to worry about the gens top if he's got that gen, he has 4 mid, 6, 5, 2, and 1. and they're all in straight lines. You can send from bird you can send a bird that goes through multiple gens with how tight they are. And if we find this reset, oh my word, that is so fortunate. But the killer instinct has sold us out. We know that is Roy's. We're gonna have to find him. We know he's close by. Do we hear him is the question. Lemon is here to protect him. We take the... Oh my word. That's Roy's dead at 4. And this is a pain res. Those gens are not progressing at all. Hearts is resetting JD's. The pressure is gone. This is a 3v1 at 4 gens. 2 survivors injured. Lemon close by. We know that he will not be getting reset anytime soon. Hearts and JD will need to be getting on gens. JD also has a hook to his name. There are 3 pain reses. 4 generators to pop before you can even speak about getting out, even though previously, just seconds ago, I was talking about Andrew potentially conceding for out with the rapid brutality instead of a perk like Ruin. And we get another find with the birds. We know where this survivor is at 4. Jones, this is gonna get so ugly unless somebody goes nuclear.
Yes, and I do think if Andrew does get a 4K 3 or 2, he will be getting guzzed off by his team members, of course. 2 stages, 3 stages, I apologize. 4 stages now, I apologize. I mean, yeah, this gets into 4K 2 territory, right? It's 4K 3, they've played, honestly, they've done all right up to this point. Lemonetic, they're getting very quick out. This has been a very interesting game from the Big Lem. Very out of characteristic, I'd say, Chief. But
yeah,
my
pretty
headset
poor.
has died, baby boy. Did you want to sort out the people while I fix it?
Yeah, that is all good. Jones, leaving me by myself for the 3rd time today. I did say all good indeed, Jones. That is correct. I am a-okay to yap for a little bit. You know me. I can do this all day as much as I am feeling it now. But we do have Lemon on hook. That was not even a pain res tech. We've opted to not even use his pain res. The only pain res still used was Roy's. We've caught JD out at check. We're just holding the hot birds here to zone him all the way away from it. We can't play this resource. We're going to have to play towards fight. We unhook Lemon, JD, and Hearts, rather, gets the FTP. Now, I don't agree with this play at all. You've transitioned one injure to the other whilst Andrew is committing a chase on the other side of the map. But worse position now because Hearts can't be reset himself. So, interesting decision. This will be a tag coming onto JD. Oh my word, that is a cheeky hit. I'm not too sure how we've gotten that. We're going to send birds to these gens top. We just see Lemon in the middle of nowhere. I don't know why he's running around here, but he is. Look at him all the way at 3 now. I can't believe he's just not... Well, I guess Hearts is now probably the person safely sitting main, and I am correct as he is injured and broken from the FTP. We just need to win these 50s now at check. Actually, we're going to make it to this pallet, but not too safe to be playing here, so we send it to bus, or with the birds. We get another bird up on the bus, but we're actually going to opt to cancel it, zone JD away, force him to play this pallet yet again. That's going to be the infection with the birds. He's running to main. We know Hearts is here. We are going to get the death on the pallet. If we turn around and recognize this, Hearts, you see him, he's having to take the distance because he cannot afford to take a bad save attempt here. And now, really problematic. The gen at main is our highest progress gen. We are so close to it. The person working it is injured. A slingshot could cost us the game. And even better, it's about to be painless for Andrew. And more than that, right? This hill hook is going to be so difficult to save. You can't send Hearts in. It will be a trade. Hell, he might not even be able to get it at all, depending on the timing. But screw everything I just said. He doesn't even need to play for the save. Hearts is just going to be right in chase, and we have this filler at 11. We're going to have to pre-drop it, but this will just be the death onto Hearts. Yeah, indeed it is. We're going to slug. We know that JD is on the hook. Oh my word. I don't know if you're back, Jones, but if you are, you're about to witness a 4k4. Lemon is sticking the gen. They are playing to pop. He gets infected on the gen. He has found out he is 3. He's not going to be able to do anything. This hook is so hard to save. Gets in the locker to get rid of the birds. We might be getting 4k forward. Lemon needs to do something incredible here. And all Andrew needs to do is stall him out. If he manages to keep him here, and he's going to... Lemon is having to stealth all the way to 5. He just holds this cross now. He doesn't let JD get unhooked. Hearts is sitting on the ground. Nothing he can do. Andrew just needs to not get too hasty to find him. He's going to kick the gen just in case he was sitting it. This is actually a pretty heads-up play because if he managed to get back on it in time, it could be very problematic. But that will be JD dead on the hook. I don't see a world where Lemon is able to get this. He's still having to play oh so slow. Maybe wrapping for hearts all the way over at 1. I've just said all the way twice. I'm losing my mind, chat. I don't know if you can tell. Not speaking and then speaking for a very long time is very tough. But enough about me. The 2v1 at 4 gens. I think Lemon has just been spotted. He needs to do something incredible yet again. No filler here. This will just be the tag and it's all the way towards bottom. JD has a impossible task on the killer. Jams, I believe you are back. I've just been pinged. You are back. Thank you. Lovely stuff. This is a 4K4.
I mean, well played. Well played. What else can you really say? He came in, did the major thing that really no one thought was gonna happen, and he's done the greatest thing I've ever seen from him. 4K for on the artist. I mean, well, let's talk about what went wrong. I mean, the basement chase, obviously, the missed palisade at the start. He roamed and baited the fact that they were gonna sit gens, and it was a better call for him to move out. And I mean, he called their bluff. He simply called their bluff. Got a lot of respect from me for playing ballsy like that on the artist set. No ruin little chief as well. Is it possible? Is it possible here?
I mean, we need to see as big of a blunder from Spacey and friends as we did just see from Bleedout. And with how they've been playing tonight, I don't think they're gonna make that mistake, and I would hate to be caster cursing them right now because, my word, they need to royally fuck up to get 4K forward or 4K5 themselves. Has he not just seen Lemon? I swear to God he had just seen Lemon right next to him, but he's unable to find him. Lemon's crawling basement. Okay, so we're prolonging the game for the sake of prolonging it. I guess this is their way of getting back for the result and all the BM. Previously, just making Andrew sit here and suffer for as long as possible. At this time, I don't know why we're doing this. This is just a bit silly from Lemon and Bleedout, I must admit. I wish they would just take the result on the chin and accept the fact that they do need to go next instead of trying to prolong this for as long as possible. But nevertheless, that is what they've chosen to do, and we will have to live with that reality. Lemon in basement. Andrew will spend the rest of this game looking for him if he finds them. Thank God. I don't want to sit here for the next 3.5 minutes watching Lemon slowly bleed out on the ground, but it is looking like that will be the reality as we are venturing towards the top side of the map, even further from that basement.
Unlucky.
Unlucky.
Yeah, I mean, unlucky. I don't really have too much to dissect from this. I think everyone can sort of gauge that it was a pretty dominant performance from the loops. I mean, things that happen. Like I don't know. I try. Yeah, I mean, we're in the corner here. We are. I mean, we're just staring over Big Lemon here. Gonna Mori. Hopefully we don't. Hopefully we don't wait the whole time here. Well played. We're going to get a really cinematic Mori here from the big loops as well. This is going to be beautiful. Well played. Thank you, Mr. Loops. That is beautiful. I mean, round of applause. I mean, you all know him. We all love him. He's such a dork sometimes, mate. He's just had 2016, bro. I've always said he was the best member on Gospel outside of... No, he's just the best member on Gospel. He's the smartest. I've always had faith in him. He's a great IGO. He just always makes clinical decisions, and it shows right there. That genuinely is an early MVP performance from a guy that probably just hopped on Dark and Darker. So well played, son. You definitely deserve some love and affection. But let's get into it. The build: Wretched Fate, Ruin, Pain Res, Corrupt. We're gonna need to see a 4K5. It's not gonna happen, is it, Chief? So what do you do? Like, I mean, mentally, like,
Look,
how do you prepare? I guess?
I'll be honest, and I'm gonna once again give some insight, having been on this team previously. I know JD is angry. He is not happy with that performance. He will be Honestly, there's a chance he was screaming. He was probably pretty mad about that, and I can't fault him. You know, it was definitely not a game that went to plan. So, for the emotions to be running high right now wouldn't be that big of a shock for me. But he does get an early tag onto Ags, who knows he cannot commit this chase already. That is how much pressure he needs to be exerting at all times. He needs to protect this gen and all the other gens around it. Might I add, a lovely 4-gen around Shack. Gonna be really, really difficult to break in a normal game scenario, but luckily for our survivors, don't really need to worry about it, right? Obviously, they could play this as slow as possible, wait out Corrupt, and not have to worry about these 4-gens being the only they could work, but that is not the play they've gone for. Addict is given a tag, Sizz is now in chase around them, but we do see Johnny in the background on a gen. It's nearing that 20% mark. We do get the tag through the pallet. That was a bit cheeky, honestly, and once again, I'm sure JD is going to have to make a crucial decision here. He can't let a single gen go, and Sizz is definitely having a chase that will last if he's able to just play a little safe. JD giving him a fair bit of distance there, using the burst, trying to get the slingshot off of, I believe it was Johnny on the hill, but to no avail. He just used that hill to his full advantage, and now look at the distance Sizz has. He's made it all the way to 11. He's so far out of those gens, and yet again, because of that distance, we're having to leave the chase. We can't afford to let anything go, and potentially hitting a slingshot onto, oh my word, Cash has just been slammed by those birds.
I mean, yeah, I mean, it's a bit upsetting that we've had to go all the way down here, up until the last, I guess, set to see, you know, a true winner, because, you know, I think everyone would agree, you know, I don't know, that last set, I feel so, it's such a weird feeling to see that, you know, like, to see a set be finished before, like, to see a set get wrapped up before it even starts, you know what I mean? To get that killer win con that is just so physically impossible to lose. It's quite intimidating, because the truth be told, Little Chief, you need, I don't know, in moments like that you need resilience, but it's hard to stay resilient when you've been 4K forward and you're versing an experienced team as SAF, who literally, I mean, we do see Sizz get caught out there, who is trading on the pain risk hook essentially. Still good for him though, doesn't really matter. JD's going to be able to stop the regression just a little bit longer, but we do know Captain Spacey has been sitting on a gen in the background. But I do believe we have Fido Kids versus Diamond Dogs, I believe, next. So we will be having to stay tuned for that. I believe that's at, what's that time? It should be at 10 p.m. I would say, 10 p.m. AEDT.
Most likely, which is ironic because that match was expected to start at 8:30. But, you know, these games have gone on for a very long time. By the way, Cash is back in chase, infected by the birds. Avoiding those ones just barely, will not be making this window vault. That is going to be his second down of the trial. Sizz was the person who got the unhook as well, so problems if he is caught out in a bad position, but still yet to pop a gen jumps. I don't really want to say it, but this 4K5 isn't feeling impossible, which is crazy to say, but I feel like, I don't know, there's definitely been a plan to play fast for the gens, the 4-gen around Shack, and I honestly think that was just a completely incorrect play. It's put them in such a bad position, because you had that down inside of them, and now you've had effectively another 2 right in the middle of these 4 gens, and because of the amount of pressure Artist can apply when she's not in chase, all of the gens are slowly being eaten away by Ruin. Like, the progress that Spacey had all the way here in bottom mid is slowly chipping down because of Ruin. I really want to see our survivors slow the game down, forget that the win con is only popping 2 generators, and play this like they need to play for a much better result, because it's going to get problematic if they keep playing this quick. This will be Addict taking yet another tag, and he's having to send it all the way up the map. But very quickly, I want to point out, the plan that I was presuming could be the play moving forward was to cleanse this Ruin, so that way the pressure being applied isn't going to cost you gen progress. But look at where Ruin is. It's so central jumps. It's just like mid-8, mid-9 on that rock filler. Being able to cleanse that with the Artist, with the amount of pressure they can exert, the gen and cleanse it. Oh, it's gone. It's gone.
Just under his nose. I mean, we still have 5 gens. I know there's a bit of prog around, but Yeah, the Ruin is gone now. The Ruin was biting them in the bum a little bit, but yeah, they will be able to persevere regardless through this. Good little juke there from Spacey to avoid the crows. Gets the killer instinct. I don't know if we make this. If it's Spacey, no, we don't. It's unfortunate. That was a nice bit of movement from the side of JD there, I have to admit. We don't get the pellet save either. J Cash. I mean, come on, boy. We needed that. I don't remember whether we needed that, but that would have been really, really good for that if that had came through. We have a third pain race here now. What do you... Okay, what's... Okay, let me slow down here. What's greater than a man 4K 4ing on the artist? I'll leave it at that. What's greater than that, little chief?
I mean, potentially the result JD's able to get. Obviously, excuse me, now that Ruin is gone, we have only one stack of pain res. If we are able to reset the momentum of this game, you know, we can let Spacey sit for a long time, get cash reset without Ruin chipping away at these gens. We do have another survivor playing super aggressive here at Shaq. I don't like this. I really want to see them slow down the game. Let Spacey sit. Hell, even go second if you need to. Just take your distance, get your resets, and works these gens in the background. But lovely stuff, actually. Addict is going to finally pop the first gen of the trial. It is very far away from this 4-gen, but once again, doesn't matter. That is the tie condition met. We get the unhook for that as well. The bird will immediately infect Spacey and Sizz. We know where both of these survivors are. Sizz is here to protect the President. Spacey will be making that ult, though. Oh my word, lovely stuff from Captain Spacey himself. But the bird's also being dodged. We might be vaulting into the loving embrace in JD, but we've just read that play. We know that we will not be able to. It's so unlucky that we haven't been able to cleanse those birds because it is just another down. But a consolidation, right, that did waste some time for JD. He was forced to stay here away from the gens. Sizz will get off just in time and not catch those birds. That could have been problematic if he was eating those, but the situation now is that Captain Spacey back on hook, right? We have 3 survivors still in the trial able to sit gens pretty passively, and our slowdown is really non-existent. The only thing we really have left is Wretched Shop and a single stack of painters onto Addict, and if Addict is honestly, as weird as this sounds for a healthy Fresh Hook survivor in this state of the game to be playing safe, if he plays safe and doesn't give away a pain res and is able to just sit this main gen for free, it's gonna pop eventually, right? There's no regression other than dry kicks. And Wretched Shop, yeah, that's the map. Wretched Fate, which is affecting Sizz. But you can power through that when you only need to pop a single gen. That is completely okay in a 4v1. It's not going to get much value until we do get to that 3v1 if Sizz is still alive, and it's looking like that will be the case. JD, unfortunately suffering from some lag there, have to take this chase onto, I believe it is Addict. Yes, it is indeed, right? Addict will just have to last here for a little bit. Any gen could pop at any moment, and you know what? It just does. That is the win to Spacey and friends. My word, it was definitely messy, and because of that, we've opted to leave Addict in this chase. We're gonna go check our gens again, and as these gens are popping, I will say that 4-gen we have has been broken, but there's still a nice one on this right side. The further and further they get away, though, Joms, it will be harder and harder to hold. At this point, I still think we're on for a 4K, but I think it might be a 4K 0, maybe a 4K 1. Outs are definitely still possible, you know, if you find Spacey at an opportune time, getting the tunnel out would be very good to secure that 4K, but if he isn't able to, there is still the possibility this could really be any result from here on out. But
with that being said, we did see the 2 gens, little chief, right? And the win con has been met. Addict will go down. Well played to SAF. 2-1 prediction. Andy on the artist gets the job done. I mean, it was a beautifully predicted day from the pair of us, young man. Well, and we are seeing J Cash here just eat the bird at the matchstick here. Now, for what it's worth, JD's actually playing this quite nicely. He's spreading the pressure quite nicely. Now, you know, you just wonder, like, what if we had got to like a 4K2 or a 4K1 if you're JD, right? Like, what if we had done something like that? Maybe you'd give yourself more leniency to be able to do something here, but to say like, oh, you know, the only way you're going to win is 4K 2ing gospel. Like, it's so 4K 2ing SAF. So it's not going to happen, is it really? I mean, I don't remember the last time they got... who was the last time? Maybe Sen 4K 2'd them on...
Yeah.
On what was it?
There were a few high 4Ks. Yeah, there was a few high 4Ks in the Season 3 finals. And did they play in regulation? I'm not too sure they did.
I don't think so. Semis.
Yeah. No, they did play. Yeah, they played semis last season. No, yeah, they did. Right? And I'm not too sure if there's a 4K in that match. I actually don't remember that match all that well, honestly, at all. But I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. Right? The last time we saw them get 4K'd was most definitely by 2 Savage. You know, it's kind of the only team that was keeping up with Gospel. Or I say keeping up, they were clearly the best team in the region. It's more that Gospel was keeping up with them. But yeah, to get a 4K against a team like this is definitely difficult. I mean, JD was really in a position where it was looking like he could get that high 4K to match that result for a long time, right? It was really until Ruin was cleansed, like I was saying, how important that was going to be. And I mean, Johnny's dead on the floor again. We have another injured survivor here, vaulting into the loving embrace of JD. That is Addict. And I mean, at this point, right, that misplay is basically going to secure a 4K2 unless one of one of these gens. Oh, that's a pain res, so maybe not. There is a chance that this is still a 4K2. Could be a 4K1 in the 2v1. It's still a 3v1. I forgot Addict isn't also dead. I'm mistaken. It's a 3v1. One of these gens will most definitely pop eventually. But I feel like the 4K1 is probably the most likely result. Wretched Shop, yeah, I'm going to keep saying that all night, Jumps. Wretched Fate is cleansed as well, so Sizz is able to work gens efficiently in this 3v1, exactly what you need. But we could end up with a little 3-gen either way with what gen pops, because these gens are still all right side. They're fairly close together, and Sizz has been caught out. He was probably the person needing to play for this hook. Spacey's just sitting that gen because a trade on the hook would force the 2v1 and would call for the end of the game. But I mean, look at these gens, right? We're going to probably get the hook in the background now. I would assume Sizz is right there for it. Spacey's just having to play his distance and eventually get back on this gen when given the opportunity. There's the hook, like I was saying. But yeah, I think this is pretty much a 4K1 gens. One of these gens will pop. I'm not sure if both will be able to. I don't think JD will let both go for free. Not enough, but still a very good result on the artist nonetheless, no?
I mean, amazing. It should be a 4K1, maybe 4K0. I don't think any artist should be a 4K. I think you said that before as well, Lou Chief. He's got pretty bad gens here too. Okay gens to hold if you're artist. I mean, no, like these are just horrid, I'll be honest. But they're okay. They're terrible. It's like a diamond 4 gen here, but this mid one is keeping it as very, very, very like close. Honestly, Little Chief, I do have one assessment, one I guess takeaway from this. Bleedout really should be shitty with themselves, because if they were able to throw together a performance like maybe like a 6 stage on artist, JD would have secured the bag for them, and that upsets me. For them.
I mean, look at what they did on Singularity. Singularity is such a harder killer than artist, but in a macro sense, it is a little similar. There is a lot of like false pressure, I want to say, that doesn't involve the killer coming to you, but it's but the killer's power coming to you instead, right? So you get that map-wide pressure without having to do much traversal. You can sit on those hooks for free and force survivors off gens, make them have to do other things, go to lockers, not get slingshot, not give away a tag, etc., right? If they're able to get, what was it, 4 stages in the end against Singularity, basically, if you believe what I just said, a better version of this killer, why couldn't you do it on artist?
I mean, I don't know. The truth is, how do you really? I don't know. Like they're obviously not playing to like out. They don't care anymore. They've already won, right? But JD is still playing on top of his game. Like this is a good result. Like he's never gonna. He's not going to be shitty with himself after today, right? This is JD I'm speaking of, right? Oh my god, that's a really nice down too on, I believe that was Addict. Holy cross map. He's not going to like ever get shitty at himself, because he's genuinely the main guy who plays all the killers. They rely a lot on him to do the work, and the truth is, when they don't give him relief on Survivor, it makes stuff like this really, really upsetting and heartbreaking. Really nicely played from Spacey to just not even move and just take the M1. I think the problem is you need to maybe figure out how we can move forward with having a weaker roster at our end, because obviously we didn't have 2 main key players at our disposal today, being obviously in line, and the other one being
Jazz.
Jazz, of course, yes. Big man Jazz. That definitely helps today. No LV Duck remains in this team either. That's like, it's it's hard.
It makes the roster feel very different to what we're used to, and I mean, it definitely showed today. This was a really different look Bleedout, right? And to be fair, I think JD has just secured a 4K1 result on Artist, so I guess the killer win con is always going to be there when you have this man on the team, but once again, get a 4K1 all you like. Your Survivor team was 4K4. They didn't live up to the expectations you set on them, JD. This is the harsh truth. There needs to be some real introspection from your survivors after tonight, because both of these sets were not won by, like, Spacey and Friends survivors. Sure, they played well, but it truly was lost by Bleedout survivors. They got 4K1 on Wesker and 4K4 on Artist. Those are results you can't be seeing if you want to be title contenders. You need to be closing out those games cleanly. You can't be letting mistakes like this happen. And if you're seeing them in the first week, I would be really, really worried for what they may show for the rest of the season against teams that are expected to be in that title race. Spacey and Friends, I don't think, are one of those teams. Hell, I said at the very start of the season, I predict they might not even make it out of groups. Boy, am I eating my words now. But Bleedout was one of the teams I thought wouldn't make it. After today, I would be worried. We know how strong their group is. Their group is unbelievable. There are the household names of OSL at the top, right? If they were going to qualify, they would have been probably